videos. I have a dream. I'm trying to make my mom proud. Already, like I'm literally #1 on OF. I'm the youngest, and I'm on top, as always. This Lil Tay, and I'm richer than all y'all broke jigglypuff looking at.
Whoa.
Where you at?
Where are OF millionaires today?
12:01 a.m. on her 18th birthday, she posts her OnlyFans link, and within hours, she's made $1 million.
Sick.
OnlyFans is an innovation we've
Had her
never
on
seen
pre-order,
before in the
man.
sex trade, taking a movement meant to empower women's rights and twisting it to enrich the few at the top, all at the expense of society as a whole, which we'd later talk to Chris Williamson about.
OnlyFans almost certainly takes advantage of the loneliness that we're seeing in young men at the moment, but it also is just an outgrowth. It's just another wing on the side of the sort of pornification, identification world.
And now
Who is this
they're
guy?
turning the most sick thing possible into a marketing strategy.
You already know what the f going on with.
The sad thing about Lil Tay specifically, bro, she never had a chance, bro. She essentially was, I don't want to say the word, it starts with a G, but hair combed, teeth brushed, you know, massaged into this. She literally never had a chance. She's been on the internet since she was like fucking 6 years old doing bullshit content. I think it was her brother that was behind it and her mom got involved. This was her trajectory, man. She never had a chance. It's very sad. And now this is all she knows. Her mind is just cooked to the point where she's just like, yeah, no, this is my life.
We just broke the link record with the youngest link of the century. $1 million.
Look at this. That's the flex right there too. You gotta listen to what she said. She just flexed that she made millions of dollars with the youngest link of the century. The youngest link of the century. The youngest link in bio. That's what she just flexed, chat. Sad. Actually, very, very sad.
Marketing strategy?
You already know what the f going on. We just broke the link record with the youngest link of the century. $1 million in a couple hours. I'm still the youngest one doing it for.
This is Lil Tay, real name Claire
Shit.
Aline Keyhope. And this is the result of a plan set in motion when she was just 11 years old.
Viral child star Lil Tay just turned 18 and within hours launched an OnlyFans account claiming to have broken records.
So is this something that you had been planning on, like waiting until you turned 18 to be able to do it?
Yeah, like it's an idea. I've actually been like planning this since like 2018, so.
Born 2007, Lil Tay was planning on doing OnlyFans well before she should have even been allowed
Heather,
on social
what up?
media.
Thank you to all my supporters who have pre-ordered since.
Y'all joined the
2018
Twitch,
or
link in the
whenever
description.
you-
That's Whereyouatberto.
OnlyFans had only existed for a couple of years back then, but has now grown to be valued at over $8 billion US. See, the platform has amassed over 4 million creators, but the average creator makes just $180 US per month, while the top 10% take over 70% of the earnings and the top 1% take over 30%, with Lil Tay placing in the top 0.0001% of creators earning over $3 million after just 3 hours.
Already, like I'm literally #1 on OF. I'm the youngest, and I'm on top, as always.
But the truth of why she's doing this is far more twisted, because while the insane amounts of money Lil Tay is earning would be a good explanation, Lil Tay's past not only calls her free will into question, but also who that money even goes to in the first place. 2018, a 9-year-old girl appears on Instagram calling herself the youngest flexer of the century. She speaks in a contrived hood accent, and her Instagram is all wads of cash and luxury cars. She gains 1.2 million followers in 2
I forgot
weeks.
you're in that industry,
My
Falcon.
toilet costs more to your rent. I'm only
Crazy.
9 years old. This Lil Tay, and I'm richer than all y'all broke jigglypuff looking at.
Whoa. I forgot how fucking vulgar these vids were, man. Wow.
I mama, cause she had thought.
Wait, who's Lil Tay? Wait,
Lil Tay is a 9-year-old girl who is famous now on the internet for talking shit and showing all the money she has and all the things she buys. If you don't know about Lil Tay?
No.
This is the death of society.
At first we laughed, it's just absurd, a kid flexing Lamborghinis and dissing people in a fake accent, but the laughter didn't last. A 9-year-old doesn't invent these lines or build this character or monetize themselves. Then a leaked video surfaces, her 16-year-old brother Jason is directing her, not encouraging but coaching.
Lil Tay be popping on YouTube right now.
No. Redo. You need to be like more ignorant.
You have to be like,
And this is where it all falls back down to the parents, because you know I want to point the finger at the 16-year-old brother, and I'm still gonna put some responsibility on him, brother, for sure, because I know at 16 I wouldn't have been thinking to treat my little sister like this. So, but I just know there's no way that their parents didn't catch any whiff of this. Like, she was so mega viral, she was everywhere at the time, and they were just like, oh no, this is cool. Yeah, let's just let this, our little girl, just run rampant, running around, cursing, calling people out their name. Yeah, this is all right. Parents, bro.
ooh, Lil Tay out here.
Jason was obsessed with going viral in the late
What's good,
2010s. He figured shock was the fastest way to fame, and it would hit harder coming from a kid rather than him. So he chose his younger sister, which would set off years of manipulation and exploitation. Even her own parents were cashing in, pushing her to do whatever made the most money as fast as possible.
And what about those homes she claims to own? GMA talked to Mom Angie's former boss at a Vancouver real estate firm, who told us Lil Tay filmed using his car and some of his properties for sale, all without his approval.
I didn't shoot in anyone else's house.
You didn't shoot in anyone else's house.
They got this little girl up here interviewing her like she goddamn R. Kelly or something. God damn. What is wrong with... And she's just got the straightest face, like, yo, all right, bro. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
She then walks this back to...
No one has proof that I did.
Her mother, a real estate agent, was far more involved than appeared at first, and was actually fired after she let Lil Tay use people's homes and cars to film.
David Yang was Angela Tian's boss.
Got you,
His red Mercedes SL 500, also used as a prop in one of the profanity-laced posts.
But I didn't realize she was filming for Instagram. If I had known, this would have been happened.
This exploitation of a child was only headed in one direction.
Just stop recording my videos. I have a dream. I'm trying to make my mom proud.
And even before OnlyFans, commentators were seeing exactly where Lil Tay's trajectory would take her.
These images will live on and follow you for the rest of your life. Is a
What up,
9-year-old
master?
really capable of making this kind of decision?
This is some question you ask a girl on her way into porn, not a 9-year-old with a foul mouth.
But then, one day, Lil Tay just disappears. Now you might be thinking, good, she should never have been pushed into this anyway. Yet, her disappearance would last for 5 years. And then, in 2023, her family
What up,
revealed
SS?
that she
My dog,
and
what's the
her
stream?
brother were dead. So what could have been more disturbing than her exploitation and early death? Or maybe the fact that it was all fake. Yes, Lil Tay emerged from the grave to reveal that she was in fact alive and that her disappearance was due to her parents' custody battle. She claims her father was coercive, abusive, and forced Lil Tay back to Canada before falsely announcing her death. And if you thought that was the peak of it, it wasn't. Only 15 years old, she released her first song, Sucker for Green, a song about sex and money. Beyond the
When I saw Lil Tay drop this, obviously, you know, we could have had our opinions on whether, you know, the music was good or not. But genuinely, when I saw her drop this, I was kind of happy for her, because at least if she would have went down the route of taking music seriously, we all could have respected it in the end. Whether you liked the music or not, we just be having conversations about, all right, the music sucks, the music's good, But those are cool conversations. Those is like, damn, she flipped her situation, and now she's trying to do something of actual skill and talent. The next thing that I thought Lil Tay should have did, that I felt like would have been a cool transition for her, is streaming. I feel like if she would have just did streaming and YouTube content, you know, we see all these other YouTube girls freaking streaming and just, you know, sitting down, being themselves, playing games, whatever the fuck she wanted to do. I feel like she could have went that route too. But instead, nope, we're gonna go sell cheeks online. It's like, nah, she boring. I'm not saying that she's not boring. I don't know. All I'm saying is I would have much rather when her went down that route of trying to do something creative rather than the fucking OF shit.
Feeble songwriting and dancing, this whole thing was just so disturbing, seeing the sinister direction Lil Tay's life was going. It wasn't long before she admitted her childhood was ruined. It also wasn't long before it was over. Leading up to her 18th birthday, Lil Tay posts about men asking for her OnlyFans account the moment she's legal.
So it's my 18th birthday on July 29th, and every male has been counting down to it and literally telling me to drop the link the second I turn 18.
Bro.
Girlies, what do you think? Should I do it?
Then at 12:01 on July 29th, Lil Tay released
12:01 on the dot. Jesus Christ, they had that shit ready to go. The real question is, nah, all this shit's disgusting, bro, when you really think about it. Because not only did she drop her shit when she was 18, that means all the content that she made was when she was 17. Because there's no way. There's no way. If she dropped it at 12:01, there's no way she had all that shit ready to go. They had to prep it and some more shit. Damn, bro. Them sick niggas, they over there buying 17-year-old content, gang.
This is her OnlyFans. Everything is designed to publicize the fact that she's barely legal and it somehow works.
Freshly 18.
But you might have picked up on something. She released the first batch of content at 12:01 on her 18th birthday. So unless she shot, edited, and uploaded
look! He's thinking what I'm thinking.
This all in 1 minute, it was then created while she was still a child. This video is sponsored by Chat.
Ooh, sponsorship plug is strong, brother. Didn't even smell it, sense it, just popped up on us smooth. Get your money.
OnlyFans is a way of life, an alternative to college. In many respects, OnlyFans didn't actually plan for this to even happen. It just built the cleanest payment system we've ever had for it. It takes the world's oldest trade and plugs it straight into the modern attention economy, where everyone competes, everything escalates, and whatever gets the strongest reaction gets rewarded. And for the young men fueling demand, it's the feeling of being wanted by purchasing a micro relationship, a feeling that someone is responding to you. So we spoke to Chris Williamson, the host of the Modern Wisdom podcast, known for talking to psychologists, researchers, and cultural critics about what's happening to
I fuck with this guy's content. I be watching his shit all the time.
dating, loneliness, and meaning in modern life. So we asked him if OnlyFans is linked to the loneliness epidemic.
OnlyFans almost certainly takes advantage of the loneliness that we're seeing in young men at the moment, but it also is just an outgrowth. It's just another wing on the side of the sort of pornification, identification world. Maybe it does help men to feel less lonely, or maybe it causes them to steep in their own neurosis and ruminating thoughts and spend all of their time in the house. I don't know. It could be either of those two things. And ultimately, we need to work out what's the net impact of this. Is this going to make them all
Prostitution used to be a job that only the most desperate of women did. It was extremely looked down upon. What the hell happened to society? Bro, shame. We've lost shame. We've lost all shame, bro. Again, man, I've said this before, but there was a time where if a girl's nudes got leaked in school, like, they were ready to move to a different country about that shit. Like, hell, like, yo, hell nah. Like, what the fuck? Nah. You know, and people are mean, you know what I'm saying? The bullying and and all that stuff was terrible. But all I'm trying to say, though, there was a time where a girl would be like, yo, that was her worst fucking nightmare. Like, now they are eager to drop that link in bio. It's like that's the only thing they goddamn thinking about. It's sick, man.
Actually dysfunctional? Is it all going to give them OCD or performative autism or ADHD or whatever? Is it going to make them totally incapable of social interaction? Or is it going to have a negligible effect? We don't know. Like, this is what happens when you release a new technology. And I don't know, I am pretty concerned, you know? I am quite concerned about what the future of young kids growing up with. I mean, it shows you everything that you need to know that Steve Jobs' kids didn't have iPads.
Yeah.
The people that create these technologies don't permit their children to use them. And yet, many users of these technologies do. I can't make the prediction, and this is why it's scary. The uncertainty is what's scary. If we knew the impact that this had, we'd be able to start adjusting stuff. We'd be able to control usage time, or we'd be able to, it would come with a health warning.
And then he points us to a common moral defense people use to justify the entire industry.
You know, it's kind of like the drug dealer argument. If they don't get it from me, they're going to get it from someone else.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that is the truth, though. And, you know, it's sad to say, but it is the truth. I feel like we are so desensitized in general. Like, I'm not pointing at you and saying you're desensitized, but just across the world, us as human beings, we are so desensitized to bullshit that that's actually what it is. I don't know how bad it gets because he's right. If this motherfucker don't do it, this one is. Because there's always going to be a large group of people out there that don't give two shits about the morality or whatever. And it's just like, oh, I'm going to get this money though. Shit, it's easy money. And I'm an attractive girl. Why wouldn't I get this money though? And I've even told y'all before, like, I don't, like, I get on here and I say all this stuff and talk down on OF and whatnot because I genuinely, in the bottom of my heart, believe that it's a net negative. But if I was a pretty, attractive young girl, you know what I'm saying, struggling, trying to figure this shit out, I mean, and you niggas are simping like this, paying for digital, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I would hope and believe that my parents, they raised me to be such a respectful young man and XYZ morals that I wouldn't do it. That's what I would hope. Because as a young man right now, my parents raised me a certain way and there's just certain shit I don't do. So I would like to hope and believe that I wouldn't do it too. But boy, some of y'all niggas are so suckers. You guys are suckers, man. I'm not gonna lie. Some of y'all niggas are some gooning ass suckers. Boy, I'd want to take your money too.
If one OnlyFans creator doesn't create her OnlyFans.
You tell your body if you were a boy, good looking girl. You didn't even listen to what I said. You didn't listen to what I said. You didn't listen to what I said, man. You didn't listen to what I said. I did a whole yap session. I just yapped and yapped and said what I said.
It's not like a million others. And if it's not that, it's admireme.vip. And if it's not that, it's, you know.
I just said it'd be hard.
The way that these competitions work is that if there's a gap in the market, someone's going to fill it.
Yeah.
So I would guess, again, if I was, I'll just put a little bet on, can't say it with certainty, but I would guess that OnlyFans discourages men from finding intimacy in the real world. That would be unsurprising to me if there was a study done and OnlyFans subscribers report higher levels of real world loneliness. Would be very unsurprising. But how comforted are they by this, again, artificial intimacy? Virtual intimacy, I guess. It's not necessarily artificial.
It's clear that OnlyFans is just a symptom of
One thing that I always think though, like as a man, just like straight up, bro. Like all jokes aside, like all seriousness. What do you guys get out of that shit, bro? Like you send ungodly amounts of money. Like we've heard some guys over here sending hundreds of thousands of dollars. Thank you for the pennies. Ungodly amounts of money to these girls just so you can like talk to an Indian nigga in the chat. Like you do realize it's not them. You do realize that you're not talking to them. Especially these girls like Lil Tay, Sophie Rain, these top, you know, they're the ones that are getting the millions and millions of dollars. You do realize that you are not talking to the person you're sending money to. You're talking to an Indian nigga in his closet eating ramen. Bro, do y'all like what why do y'all do this? What do you genuinely get out of it?
Much wider problem between men and women in 2026, where these systems hijack the void in the psyche of millions. So what are we actually seeing here?
Thank you
How
for the
has her life
pennies.
come from being a millionaire from OnlyFans? And most importantly, where does this lead over time? Especially now that she's over 18, people just shrug and say, well, she's legal now. Is the internet so desensitized to this pipeline that preparing children for work doesn't even register anymore? From then, her earnings had risen from $1 million to $15 million, and
my
she still
God.
claims to be the #1 on the platform. Yet it seems like her personal life is hell. But this is hardly the worst story compared to all the other OnlyFans millionaires out there. You see, what happens when the most humiliating thing done to you becomes the thing you have to sell to survive? Blac Chyna found out after Rob Kardashian posted revenge content, creating an expensive legal fight that led her to OnlyFans to pay for this. Born Angela White, her mother Tony Tokyo was abusive, unhinged, and takes all credit for her daughter's successes, literally taking any opportunity to demean her own daughter publicly.
She's rotten, spoiled, always been, and lied. Period.
Angela White was forced to sell herself to survive and to support her parents from a young age. She worked as a stripper from the age of 18 while at university to support herself and both her parents financially.
I continued to dance, to support myself, my mom, and my family and whatnot.
Here she met a man called Blac Chyna. She liked the name and took it for her own alter ego, a character she built around herself, one she could sell to survive while preserving Angela White.
Blac Chyna's the brand.
Is that where the persona of Blac Chyna was created? Was in that
absolutely.
era? Okay.
Yeah, in the strip club.
She danced at the King of Diamonds, a celebrity strip club circuit where one of those celebrities took a shine to her. Drake's turned her into a category. Then the industry started hiring her. But she wasn't talent, she was just purely sex appeal, and soon another artist would discover her. Blac Chyna spoke publicly in an interview about how rapper Tyga came out to Miami to the strip club she worked at specifically to meet her.
Yeah, so Drake put me in a song, it's called Miss Me, which then Tyga discovered me.
Tell me what's really going on. Drizzy back up and this ain't what's happening. Off for surgery and now I'm back again. I'm like this paper like a motherfucking scratch and win. World Series attitude, champagne bottle life. Nothing ever changed, so like tomorrow's like tomorrow night. I would have a bitch and girls like a model wife. And every time you see me, I look like I hit the lotto twice. Drake, you got him, right? Yeah, I got him, bun. Yeah, I love this life cause I swear that shit is not as fun. Meek got the weed, Chuz got the gun, DJ got my credit card and a lot of ones, yeah. I'm in the city with this purple Sprite. Someone tell the liar I'm on fire with my work tonight. I just hope that you miss me a little when I'm gone. H-Town, okay. My bad.
Well, not discover me, but he came to come and meet me and meet Chyna.
But this didn't lead to more work.
So then from there, after that, I got pregnant, and then I moved to LA.
This would put her on the road to OnlyFans, and it was then that she started to enhance her body. Cosmetic surgeries that reflected modern society's appetite for
Drake,
excess,
man.
including
That's good
4
music.
breast enlargement surgeries, lip fillers, Botox, and silicone injections in her bum. Tyga then quickly moved on to the next woman.
And then he started talking to Kylie at the time, which was I think she was 16 or something. And we was engaged and stuff. So that's kind of what ended it.
Now, she's a single mother, with the father embedded in a powerful family that considers her a threat.
Berto low-key seems like he would act like Drake, a cringy lover boy. You know what's crazy, man? I used to be a lover boy, man. But you hoes broke my heart. And now I'm cold. I'm cold. I'm cold. Can't love these hoes, man. Can't trust them, can't love them.
Everyone knows the history that Blac Chyna and the Kardashian sisters do not get along.
But one didn't. You see, Rob took a liking to Blac Chyna and began messaging her.
Robert, he was hitting me up on Instagram all the time.
It wouldn't take long before she was sucked into the Kardashian orbit again. Their relationship didn't last very long. She alleges that he beat her and his sister got their show cancelled. They then split up, and Rob publishes revenge content of her online. So now she was fighting multiple legal cases.
A court showdown between Blac Chyna and the members of the Kardashian family is taking place years after the reality star filed a lawsuit against Kris Jenner and her daughters.
And here's the craziest part. When Rob leaked the photos, fighting back required money that she just didn't have. So she had to start an OnlyFans. The very thing used to degrade her became the thing she had to sell.
It was something that I didn't want to do at first. But at the time I had so many lawsuits and so many things that I was dealing with. I'm like, I gotta figure out how can I like continue to have like my house, take care of my kids, do everything I need to do. So that's why I started the OnlyFans.
And almost to her detriment, it was a huge success. She went stratospheric and became one of the platform's top content creators, as headlines emerged about her earning $20 million a month. But it was just another degrading chapter in her book of her own exploitation.
It's a dead end. All that stuff is a dead end. Yeah, the money's great, but do I really want to like live my life like this? And the answer is no.
Unlike Lil Tay, Blac Chyna doesn't want other women to get stuck into a lifestyle that she was trapped in.
I had to take a step back and think about like, okay, for example, if I'm doing OnlyFans and people are seeing that I'm making so much money, that's going to influence them to want to go and do OnlyFans.
She couldn't
We need to stop calling OF girls content creators.
Do it anymore. She then became a born-again Christian and was baptized.
She went the Christian method. This seems to be like the damn prophecy to just kind of be like, I'm done with this life. I'm born again. Got to get that post up of you in the water, being baptized, washed from all your sins.
And without warning, she deactivated her OnlyFans.
December, I quit OnlyFans. Like I started feeling the convictions. It's like one of those things I did what I needed to do at that moment because of the circumstances that I was in. And then it's like you do it and it's just like, you gotta get out of it. It's degrading.
But she spent years and thousands of dollars creating Blac Chyna.
And the thing is though, it's like, and shout out to her, and shout out to anybody at any point in their life, regardless of the mistakes you made, regardless of what you've done, you know, we as people, we're always going to have the option to appoint, judge, and laugh and make our comments. But I will always respect somebody that is willing to make the change no matter what to better their lives for themselves. So shout out to her for making that change. But what I will say, the problem when it comes to this type of stuff, though, it's like, yeah, she made that change for herself, and ultimately that's all that matters. But the internet is forever. Like, we don't forget, you know, that content is forever. It's out there. Whatever you put out there, I guarantee you it's out there. You know what I'm saying? You think them weirdos that are paying for whatever the fuck you was posting, not screenshotting and doing some old shit? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's an issue within this industry. People leaking and posting stuff. Hey, appreciate the sub. My boy. So it's like forever on now, your name is attached to pornography, essentially.
That had to go too, but undoing so much cosmetic surgery isn't as easy as deleting an app.
With surgery, I took out the fillers, my lip fillers, cheek fillers, chin fillers, this filler, got my breasts reduced.
What a good, Carrie.
I could have done in a very long time. Also, I got the reduction in my butt.
But what about the guys spending the money and influencing these women to get to this point in the first place?
People that are outliers in one area are outliers in other areas. If you're non-typical with your drive, or your desire to prove yourself to the world, or your need for validation, or your capitalism, or your ruthlessness, or your work ethic, you might be non-typical when it comes to your sex as well. When you can afford anything, what is left for you to want? It's something that you can't get. And what is it that you can't get? Well, you have to start pushing illegality.
Knowing that only makes our next story so much worse.
Hi, my name's Annie, I'm 25. I do social media full-time, influencing on TikTok and Instagram. I also do a little bit of OnlyFans.
Annie Knight is one of Australia's top OnlyFans.
I just like how she squeezed that in there. And I just do a little bit of OnlyFans. Just a smidge. Not a lot. Just a little bit.
OnlyFans models, and she makes up to $600,000 per month. This is an insane sum of money, and probably more and less work than the career she originally wanted for herself. She discovered OnlyFans during lockdown.
I started posting TikToks, and then I realized how fun it was, and I was getting views, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I started seeing TikToks of other women who have an OnlyFans page. And it's something that one of my friends had said to me to do. She's like, you should create an OnlyFans page. Like, you would make millions. You'd do so well. And I was like, what are you even talking about? What's OnlyFans?
But because she wasn't famous yet, she didn't enter through the front door like Lil Tay and Blac Chyna. She entered through the messy reality creators never talk about: leaks.
I was very scared about my nudes getting leaked, and it did actually happen. They started getting circulated within my social circles and stuff, which was pretty
It's crazy. You would have thought I watched this video already. I just talked about this.
stressful, and it actually made me stop doing it for a while there.
And once that happens, OnlyFans' promise of control falls apart pretty quickly.
Berto acting like he not one of them niggas contributing to $600,000 a month, nigga. Let me tell you something. You think I would spend 600 bands on pixelated cheeks? Bitch, I'd rather die! Bitch, I'd rather die! Nigga. 600,000? Check that hard drive? Come on. Y'all wanna do this? Let's do it. Fuck it. Come on, let's check the hard drive. Let's go. I'm not one of them. Let's go. This how y'all want to do me? Let's check the hard drive. Let's go. Look, this is the only thing on my computer. Old content. This is the only thing on my computer. Raw recordings. Old content. Come on. We not doing this.
Everything that
We not doing this.
I mean, she lives there alone.
Real content creator. What else? What else? What else? Thumbnails. Come on, man. Come on, man. What else? Used. Just more thumbnails. Just more thumbnails, man. You know, I'm not one of them, bro. Nothing to hide here. What else? What we clicking? What y'all want to click? Recorded. Fun. Oh, can't click that. Can't click that. But that's just personal life stuff. Games. Come on.
Welcome.
Stop playing with me. YouTube stuff. YouTuber. Real YouTuber. Games. Come on, man. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. Not one of them. Not one of them weirdo guys. Nope, nope. Just a regular guy, man. Just a regular content creator, man.
Now it's not just a website, it's in people's WhatsApp group chats, it's being shown on a phone, handed around at a party, it's everywhere.
I was so ashamed. I really went into my shell.
Be honest, Berto, you never subscribed to one out of curiosity? No, bro. Nigga, I have no reason to lie. If I needed to see some gooning shit, let's just keep it 100% a stack. If I needed to see some gooning shit, you think I would pay for it? Why would I pay for it? Why would I pay for it? Why would I pay for it? When it's free!
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
That's what I don't... there's two agendas here. You shouldn't be gooning, period. You shouldn't be gooning, period. Lock in. I would say, honestly, by the time you turn 20, bro, I'm 29. I'm a grown ass man. By the time you turn 20, bro, you really need to start thinking in your brain, what am I getting out of this? Because we're not going to sit here and cap at 16, 17, 18. You're a little horny ass nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Your hormones are still coming together. All right, bro. I'm not going to sit here and act like a nigga's never gooned before. Every guy has. It's normal. Most women do. It's normal. I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you. But when you start becoming a man, You got to start to realize and look around like, what am I doing with myself? Like, what am I getting out of this? I'm leading my life with lust. Everything that I do is lust fulfilled. I don't wake up in the morning and think, what am I going to do today to make myself better as a man? I think, oh, I just want to, you know, this girl, I wish I could just be with a woman. You got to flip your mind. You got to flip your mind. Come on, man. Lock in.
During that period, and I had a lot of social anxiety. Every time I would go to a party or I would go out somewhere, I would see people whispering and pointing, and like people I knew as well. So it was really stressful and yeah, it caused me a lot of anxiety.
But it wasn't just emotional consequences, she also lost her career.
I had just started a new job. I was on day 5 and I actually went home sick that day, and I received an email saying termination of contract. And I was shocked. I didn't know what was going on. And I read the email and quickly saw screenshots of my OnlyFans on the email and a list of 3 reasons why I was fired, basically.
This is the treadmill you get trapped on. Once you're exposed, the pressure doesn't disappear, it multiplies. And it doesn't just affect her, it hits everyone around her. Her husband was then harassed in public. His old post then gets swarmed, and it escalated from comments online to real-world threats.
My fiance and I, our lives have been threatened, and we've had something scary happen recently where...
Why are their lives being threatened? Shorty's nudes leaking, niggas start threatening her life? What the fuck was she doing? What was she doing? Why was her life being threatened for her nudes leaking? Jesus.
I think had we not had a really high-tech security system in our house, you know, things could have gone very bad, and that's scary, and that's the part of it that I think I do regret. And I think it's pretty easy to say that if I'd never worked with Bonnie, that wouldn't have happened.
Knight has even personally threatened.
Oh, you worked with Bonnie Blue. Got it. Got it. That makes a little bit more sense now.
Too. But there's one story that changes the tone of everything. Knight revealed that during a collaboration with a male creator, she was art. The attack only ended as she secretly installed a guard in the next room who heard her screaming for help. He later researched the man and found out he was a convicted felon with a long rap sheet of disgusting offences.
We get down to filming and straight away he is doing the things that I've told him I don't want to do. Now I've been in this position, a similar position before at this point where I was like, okay, enough is enough, and eventually I just pushed him off me and I left. This time was different because I asked him multiple times for him to stop and he didn't. So I was trying to like get him off me, and the more I was like pushing him, the more he kept like pushing me down.
Oh my God, bro. I almost don't even want to hear the rest of this. Niggas are sick, bro. Niggas are so sick in the brain. Niggas are so sick in the brain.
This is the bit people ignore when they go on about empowerment. Autonomy doesn't cancel out risks, they just show up in different places. And what's grim is that the stories that travel furthest aren't the warning, but the spectacle.
I just got railed by 583 guys in 6 hours.
I was just thinking the same thing, Chad. She got them Bonnie blue eyes. What the fuck?
You've probably heard of these stunts, but what you don't see is what it does to someone's body after the cameras turn off. Knight was actually hospitalized and admitted not knowing that could happen. You're probably wondering how anyone could put themselves through that. Knight's been clear she doesn't plan to do this forever, just enough to lock in her financial future.
It was about, $600,000, and now it's been pretty consistently been $450,000 a month.
Even at her lowest, she makes an insane amount, but she still admits this is not what happens with most OnlyFans girls.
What I see a lot these days is these girls thinking that they're going to create an account and become millionaires overnight. And that is not it. They try and go back to a job and they can't because they've gotten enough coverage or enough media coverage or whatever.
Hey, at least she's coming out and saying this. At least she's coming out and saying this. I don't respect what she does for a living, but I do respect her coming out saying, hey, you think you're going to make the money I'm making? You're probably not, but you will ruin your legacy, though. You will ruin your legacy, though.
You know, that no one will take them back. So that's something I see a lot that's really sad.
These stunts don't go viral in a vacuum. They go viral because there's a paying audience for them. And what's devastating is that paying for OnlyFans doesn't even come with the kind of status the men usually chase.
You know, there's no status associated with a guy subscribing to a girl's OnlyFans, because anybody with the price of a cheeseburger per month can do that.
And what's so bizarre about this is that paying for OnlyFans clearly doesn't even come with the kind of status that men usually chase.
The reason that guys like to show off the girls that they're with is that they've been selected in some form, right? There's status associated with that woman selecting that man. Presumably there were many men, or at least not just one, and from all of the men, he was chosen.
That's the change. Instead of status through being chosen, OnlyFans offers access through payment, and that access can start to function like a substitute for real dating and real intimacy, especially when people feel more lonely, isolated, and more rejected than ever. And it's all part of a broader trend that we're seeing with artificial intimacy.
But the same...
Yeah, them niggas are idiots. Let's just play devil's advocate for a second and say I was subscribing to OnlyFans, and one day I checked my bank account and I saw fucking tens of thousands of dollars missing because I was just blindly sending it to some random bitch that's not even really her. I might just blow my shit smooth off in GTA.
Isn't true of artificial intimacy, because there's an unlimited number of AI girlfriends. That being said, male loneliness is a huge problem. It's one that I care about an awful lot. And if this is able to mitigate that, then I don't necessarily have strong opinions about it, unless it encourages men to not step out into the real world. I think that's the concern that everybody has.
And then there's the darkest version. Not the platform rewarding you for going further, but someone who allegedly forces you to. For most of you, Jack Doherty is a YouTuber, but for the women that know him, he's the one that brought them into OnlyFans.
I'm not a bottle girl.
You do OnlyFans.
She works for my
You do OnlyFans.
You made me do OnlyFans.
You did before I made you.
Stop.
McKinley Richardson thought that she was different. She was actually dating the guy and was clear she didn't want to do OnlyFans.
I realized that the way they did make their money was through OnlyFans, and that was something that I knew that I didn't want to do for myself.
But allegedly, within 6 months, he'd pushed her into it, controlling
What up,
her
Chaos,
account
my
and the
boy?
money.
Did an event in Houston, and I had a lady say that to me. She's like, I thought OnlyFans eliminated the trafficker, but I'm now understanding that agencies are the traffickers.
Richardson describes how at the beginning Doherty was kind and loving, but allegedly soon became controlling, abusive, and threatening.
I remember saying, I'm just gonna myself.
Not long after starting it, he allegedly became abusive financially.
Even the cut that I get, the small portion of money that I get that's actually mine, you're still cutting into that and using that amount of money when I hardly have anything and you're taking everything from me.
Richardson tells a story about wanting to buy her first ever car with her earnings, but Doherty didn't want her to have that freedom, so he made sure she couldn't drive.
I needed to pay my taxes. I wanted to buy a car for myself. That was something that I wasn't ready for. But Jack just didn't want me to buy a car. Like, that was some of our biggest fights. You know, he wanted me to stay home. So Jack and I had a joint bank account. We shared a bank account. He would, you know, take the money.
How do y'all feel about that, chat? Do you guys think at any point in the relationship, like at any point in the relationship, you guys should have a shared bank account? And let's think about in the most optimistic of ways. I'm not talking about 1 year, 2 year, 3-year-old boyfriend. I'm talking about, you know, you get married, you know, you guys are locked in. Do you feel like at any point it makes sense for you to have a shared bank account? Everybody in chat saying no. I'm curious to see what YouTube says.
From OnlyFans, put it into this joint bank account and take his cut of money. But when I went into my account, I realized that all my money was gone. I'm trying to think how much it was. I want to say $300,000.
And she wasn't the only girl he was managing. His tactics for finding new clients sounded eerily similar to almost pimping.
He loves the club. And the whole time he would be in these clubs, it wasn't just for him to have fun, but he was just looking for girls to sign.
Doherty himself has outlined how he pivoted to OnlyFans as his YouTube channel declined and the money he was used to disappeared.
Everything was like adding up, and I was like, yo, I need to make more money. Like,
I need to do something. Then I figured it all out.
What'd you do?
Started OnlyFans management.
That's when you started?
Yeah, when I was 18.
Doherty was able to leverage his online success to convince women to let him manage their adult content careers, but he has a specific type he targets.
I feel like that's the right way to go about it, Juke. My parents have a shared bank account, their own separate ones. I feel like my initial answer is no, but if we are going to have a shared account, it'd be a situation where it's like, I have my own account, you have your own account, and maybe every time we get paid or every month we delegate X amount of money from our personal money to our joint account as a family. I feel like that could potentially be a thing, but ultimately I think I'd rather just give my girl my card or give her like, you know, an allowance or some shit. But I think my initial answer would be no.
You know, I don't want to work with a girl that already has followers. Like, I want to be credited for everything. Like, you know, you get a humble girl at 0 followers. If you know what you're doing, you can make whatever girls you're working with stand out more than.
During his wedding vows to Richardson, Doherty drops him.
That's a red flag, Berto. Why? I just explained to you my thought process. So explain to me why you think that's a red flag.
Surprise conditions for their partnership. One was that all of Richardson's OnlyFans earnings would go to him, but his commodification didn't stop there. When Richardson found out she was pregnant, his reaction.
I'm not talking about a random girl. I'm talking about my, like I already said that. We're not talking about just like, oh, I've been together for 1 year, 2 year, 3. I'm talking about my wife. We're locked in. It's a red flag to give my girl my card or an allowance. Why would that be a red flag?
Action terrified her.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna start a family YouTube channel and you're going to make so much money when you're pregnant and you have a pregnant belly. You know, the only thing he cared about was money and content, and I knew if we had a child, it would be the same exact thing. I knew that child would be exploited. I remember looking at him and I was like, Jack, you do not realize if this is happening, I'm done. I'm not doing OnlyFans. I'm not doing that. And
she took the only action she felt she could.
I couldn't imagine bringing a child into the mix. I know I came to terms with the fact that it wasn't right to have the child, and that's something I live with to this day.
Allegedly, according to her, Doherty also became abusive.
When I called my parents and I was sobbing to them. I was like, Mom, Dad, like I'm done. Like he put his hands on me again. This has been so horrible. Like he's not getting better.
Following their split, Richardson was left continuing to do OnlyFans to support herself after managing to regain control of her accounts from Doherty. And whilst this all might just seem inevitable and constant, it really shouldn't be. This is a marketplace, and it only exists because we continue to show up to this meat market. The only way to cut off the supply is to kill the demand, to stop feeding this escalation machine, and stop glamorizing this lifestyle, to kill parasocial relationships. Because if millions of people did this, the entire structure would collapse. People would never feel encouraged to do such a thing in the first place. Because systems don't change themselves, individuals do. And when enough people change, the system has no choice but to follow.
W video, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. You know, I said my thoughts throughout the video. Where you at, family? Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Join the Twitch stream so you never miss a live stream reaction.
Where you at, Berto?
Where
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look too easy.